Welcome YouTube, my name is TJ, founder and CEO of United Traders. Today we're going to be covering the most important aspects for new traders. So the vision of United Traders is to deliver the highest quality of care and superior returns across all disciplines of the capital markets in a diligent and prudent manner to inspire the next generation of professional investors. The mission of United Traders is to become the world's leading network of institutional and proprietary trading through mentorship with a lifelong goal of independent wealth and continuous pursuit of philanthropy. So we're going to be covering the key to success, and the first topic is going to be personal finance, followed by trading is a lifestyle, attitude, the gutter principle, learning curve, along with risk management, portfolio management, trading psychology, setting yourself up for success, and perfecting your trading strategy and style. So one of the most important aspects is managing your money, and it's a topic that a lot of people haven't discussed or don't feel comfortable discussing. So that's the first topic I'm going to really start off with. Money management is tough, and so many people aren't having the conversation they need. If they do, it normally happens later in their lifetime, and I want to shed some light here. So it's not what you make, it's what you save. You might have heard that term before. And it's honestly true, because the average middle-class American earns 1.1 million. If you have a bachelor's degree, it's about 1.8 million, minus the 360,000 that usually goes for taxes. Now, let's assume that you start earning and spending at the age of 20 and you die by the age of 80. Thanks to modern medicine, proper diet, and some exercise, you can actually push this to 90 and above. So, if the middle class is making money, where are they going wrong? If I tell you the answer, are you willing to make the change? How long will you hold off on making the change? So in this diagram, you can pretty much see that we added the lifetime income, 1.8 million. And when you look down, you'll see all the expenses that add up in those 60 years. Now our goal is to cut our costs, especially until you have achieved financial success and you're okay with spending a bit more money. And especially for trading, you need to have some funds to start off, right? And you might have thought that diagram was done, but it isn't. So 1.8 was what an average person with a bachelor's degree would be making. So let's assume he has student loans. Let's assume they get married, they have one child, they have vacations, food, clothing, etc. In the end, you're looking at a deficit of 1.28. Now here's where this all ties in together. You really have to remember that this doesn't even add the medical expenses that some of you in America will be exposed to. Also note that this doesn't include any divorce or extra dependents, even parents that you might have to care for later on in your life. So active traders. If you're an active trader, you qualify for the trading tax status, so TTS for short, or if you own a proprietary trading firm. This will enable you to claim many business deductions, so I'm going to list a few of them and you can go through them yourself later on. First one is home office, so you can allocate expenses of your home including your mortgage, interest, real estate taxes, rent, utilities, repairs, maintenance, insurance, and depreciation. Additional improvements is pretty much to your office. This could be building up more space, replacing windows, walls, flooring. You can even add on a 50% depreciation on qualified home improvement properties. Now, tangibles. This one is pretty much like your trading computer, your monitors, etc. I believe you can claim up to 2.5K every year. Um, and we got trading systems. Now, this is more for like algorithmic traders, traders that have a set system and a computerized way of trading. But honestly, I even include my scanner and development of the scanner onto this category. Education, mentoring, and seminars. So a lot of people know this. You can claim your deductible on any of these educational programs that you do take. Anything that helps further your career. Then we have the startup expenses, organizational costs, health premiums, retirement plans, and Mark to Market. Now, the beauty of the Mark to Market is usually we're capped with a 3K capital loss limit. What Mark to Market allows traders to do is pretty much if you were down on a stock at the close of December 31st, you can actually report that as a loss without having to sell it. So, huge advantage. Next thing I want to cover is budget. So it's really simple, guys. Make a budget. Track your expenses for a month, go over your statements, make sure you're not getting charged anything that you shouldn't be, and pay yourself first. So many people think pay yourself first means, hey, time to spend money on myself. Buy a new pair of Jordans, maybe save up for another car. But in reality, it means putting aside some money for the rainy days, reinvesting that money, so one day the future you will thank you. Not to mention if you ever lose your job, medical, car repairs, house expenses. Now, cut costs. We already know as a trader, commissions are at an all-time low. Everyone now has access to an internet and a decent computer, maybe even an old monitor laying around, because honestly, having another monitor is amazing. So, when you start budgeting, it's a new change for you. It's a new thing that you have to adapt to. It's a habit you have to form. So start with small things. Start by cutting off the smaller things that you don't really need. Like, for example, Starbucks. You really don't need that. You can just buy a coffee maker, do it at home. Now, one thing that drives price and consumerism is when we don't value ourselves. We feel like we need to buy ourselves something to make us feel better. So think positively and try not to spend money just for your personal satisfaction. Now, one more thing about a budget, especially if you're living with a family, it's so hard to do it alone. So you want to have this discussion with your family and make sure they're all on board. All right, we're going to be covering spending pro tips. So you need to start changing your spending habits by applying a business mindset by looking at the cost per average. Why do you want to think like a business? Because you're buying from businesses. So the best tips, make a list, stick to the list, be careful of fees, try and avoid them as much as you can, like ATM fees. Don't feed society's expectations. You really don't need a new pair of shoes every 2 months. And if you have a collection, throw it up on like Gigi or something. So studies show that we're more happier spending when we spend money on activities versus objects. So pro tip, if you're ever going to concerts, festivals, or any kind of events, just plan ahead. Start saving up months ahead of time, and you'll be good. Now, this is just a quick little description I just found on the internet. Pretty much, you know, which one would you go for? Would you go for the one bottle that costs $8.99, the 10-ounce bottle, or would you go with the 2-pack of that adds up to 20 ounce? Now, realistically, we're like, hey, it makes more sense to just buy the single. Now you're feeling good about your choice, but the reality is, if you break it down, it's not really the best cost-effective measure. I'll post a link on the description to this report that I read and where I found all this data. So you want to make more. So the first easiest thing to do is work more, do more. You know, work overtime, find an extra revenue stream, a home business maybe, sell, you know, the mountains of stuff that's piling up in your basement that you think you might need but you'll never end up using anyways. Ask for a raise. Guys, this is easy. A lot of people are shy. They don't want to ask for a raise. They feel like it's bothering them, or they don't want to get turned down. But honestly, it's a free thing. You can go and ask your boss. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't, but it's worth a shot. Next thing you want to ask your boss is about the 401k or RSP contributions. Most employers do have this. They might match it actually. So it might not be one-to-one match. It might be, you know, you put in 100%, they put in 50%, but it's free money. So make sure you sign up for that. Next thing is file your taxes. And when you do file your next taxes, make sure you go to your accountant and get a list of deductibles. Maybe you might be able to qualify for something that you really didn't know, and keep your receipts. So here's another pro tip. You're able to live with the money you're making right now, right? So let's say down the road you got a raise. The first thing is, hey, I'm gonna, you know, spend that money. But truthfully, you shouldn't. You should just put that aside into your savings and pretend like you never had it. It's the easiest way because you were able to live without it. I'm sure when you get that raise, you'll still be able to live without it. Now, handling debt. Credit is important, and anyone that tells you otherwise really either is filthy rich and they never need to have any credit whatsoever. They probably use cash for everything, or they're living on cloud nine, one of the two. So the first tip I have for this one is pay off your high interest rate products first. Make sure you pay more than the minimum because the minimum only accounts for 2% of your balance. And if you really do the math, if you're looking at a credit card with like 22% interest, that pretty much means every month you're paying 1.8% towards the interest and 0.2% towards your actual principal. So it's never going to actually, you know, decrease really. Credit utilization is a really important fact that a lot of people overlook. You can be making your payments 100% of the time. Like you can be on time, making your minimum payments on every single bill, and you might wonder, hey, why is my credit score not going up? Most likely it could be due to the fact that you have a high credit utilization. So the magic number is try and keep it under 30% of total credit available to you. So don't use more than 30% of whatever credit is available to you. If you're young, you have student loans, that's going to be really hard. Now, if you like what I provided, just, you know, drop by our Discord channel. We have live trading. We go over daily calls, swing trades, position plays, cryptos, options, and a lot more. Honestly, we're here to help you guys out, and we have a whole team that is ready at your disposal. I'll post a link on the description with the Discord link for you guys to join. If you like the content, please make sure that you like our video and leave a comment below. This is my first video. I'm a trader, not a teacher. So, you know, we're learning along the way. And if you want to subscribe, please do, because I have a lot more content coming. I have another 6 videos prepared, so just gonna shoot it out whenever I can. Thank you guys.